The last lesson you have in Unit 3 is one of the most important. This lesson is going to get you ready for graphing and writing linear equations. Now here we're going to solve equations with more than one variable. What that means is you're not going to get a single number answer. You're going to have different variables. They're just going to be in different positions. So when we say solve for A, we mean the goal of the equation is A equals. We want our equation to be set up so A equals something. We are still going to use the T. So let's show you. My goal is A equals. So what I'm going to do is move anything that's not an A from one side of the equation to the other. I'm going to move my B. So I have A equals, because the two B's cancel out. Now you cannot put 5 and B together. They don't work together to combine. A equals 5 minus B. And you leave it like that. Okay? You cannot go further. Remember back in Unit 1, you were learning to do 6A plus 3A equals 9A. You couldn't go any further than that. Or when you were doing distributive property, you had 7 times 2 plus x, which was 14 plus 7x, and you couldn't go any further. You cannot do that here. The goal, when we say solve for A, solve for whatever, the goal of your equation is that variable equals something. Let's go to the next one. I'm still going to draw my T. I want A equals, so I have to move anything that is not an A to the other side of the equation. So I'm going to move the B by adding the opposite. I have A equals negative 2 plus B, or you could write A equals B minus 2. They say the same thing. But that's the furthest you can go. You will not get a single number answer for A. It's not going to happen. Next one, A times B. When you write the two letters together, that means times. It means A multiplied by B. And I have that poster on the, where do I have it? Oh yeah, I've got it on the bulletin board. On the red bulletin board, the one in the middle. If A is being multiplied by B, and we want the B to be on the other side of the equation, we have to undo the multiplication, which means divide by B. So A divided by B is, or AB divided by B is A, equals 4 over B. 4 divided by B. And you stop, because you cannot go further. That's it. The last one we're going to do, we're going A by itself. A is being multiplied, A is being divided by negative 2. So we do the opposite. The opposite of division is multiplication. Multiply negative 2 times B. And you get A equals negative 2B. And that's it. And then you stop. Now let's take a look at these. We're going to solve for Y. So goal, Y equals something, something, something. You want everything to be Y equals. We want Y on the left side. We want everything to be Y equals. Let's do our steps. We have Y on the left side. That's great. What has to move to the right side of the equation? the negative 3x. So you add that thing together. Plus 3x, plus 3x, and we have y equals either negative 4 plus 3x, or you could write y equals 3x minus 4. They're the same. They're both correct. The Alex software will accept both of them. I will accept both of them. Okay? So they're both correct. This is not really, really complicated. You can do it, I promise. Next equation. All right? First thing we want to do is get the y's by themselves. So let's move the 4x by subtracting, because that's the opposite of a positive. So I have 2y equals negative 4x minus 6. But I'm not done. My goal is 1y. It's not 2y. So this is the interesting part. Let's see what you do to one side, you do to the others. Why does it sound something like the golden rule? It's not, but okay. We want 1y, so what do I divide y by to get 1? I divide by 2, because 2 is in front of the y. But you know what? I divide each piece by 2. Everything has to be divided by 2. Everything. Well, 2 divided by 2 is 1. We knew that, which is why we divided by 2. Negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2, so we have negative 2x. Negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3, and that's my final answer. Underline all my answers. So remember, if I divide one thing by negative 2, I have to divide everything. Alrighty, next one. Draw my T. I want my y's to be on the left side, so I'm going to move the x. And I end up with 3y equals x plus 9. You can write 9 plus x. Math is the same. But I still want 1y. So I'm dividing everything by 3. Mrs. Gates, I can't divide x by 3. Ooh, but you know what you can divide? 1x by 3. And this is what it looks like when you're done. Y equals, you can say 1/3 x. Don't put your x on the bottom. Either put it to the side or on top. If you put it on the bottom, it's 1/3x, and that's a completely different problem. What's 9 divided by 3? 3. So what I did here is what I've done and what you've done since chapter 2. You divide by whatever is in front of the variable you want. We want 1y. We didn't want 3 y's. We wanted 1y. So we had to divide by that. Let's do this last problem. Make sure I'm the right color. Now, so far we've had delightful whole number answers. We started getting fraction answers. Fractions are okay. Remember, I said don't make the math don't make the math do things. Just do the math, and it will take you to do things. I want my y's by itself, so I'm moving the 2x. So I have negative 5y equals negative 2x minus 15. And I still want 1y, so I'm dividing everything by negative 5, all the pieces, all the pieces. We know that's going to be 1y, because that's why we're dividing by -5. Now, I don't want you to do decimals. I want you to stay in fractions because you are going to need fractions when we come to graphing in Unit 5. So you're keeping this in a fraction. Can I reduce this at all? No, I can't. There are no common factors with 2 and 5. But a negative 2x over negative 5 is a positive 2x over 5, because a negative divided by a negative is a positive. A negative 15 divided by a negative 5 is a positive 3. We've got a lot of concepts going on here. Okay, we are building. I've told you we keep on building. So this, I call it algebraic manipulation because you're taking pieces and you're moving them all around. But remember, when we say solve for y, our goal is to get y equals. That's what we work on, getting y equals. And then you have our equations. If you have questions, we'll go over more in class. We'll go over more doing Zooms.